Elsa arrived last night, and never before had I ever considered taking a zero in a tent or a shelter. I always thought that was the stupidest place to do it, unless it were an emergency. This isn't really an emergency, but I'm kind of motivated to not move today. It started raining before I pitched my tent last night, so I was soaking wet by the time I got myself all set up. And it's going to rain all day today. Elsa's really arrived in a big way this morning. My biggest concern is blowdowns. I don't want Elsa to be a wind event. I don't mind it being a rain event. I don't want it to be a wind event. If it's a wind event, trees fall. Trees fall here like old men. So honestly, you don't want to be in a tent when trees around you are coming down. And the shelter is packed. There's about 10 people in a shelter built for maybe 7. And then there's about 10 tents pitched around the shelter. So there's a bunch of people at my particular location right now. Nobody's moving, nobody's stirring. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and by now half of them would already be gone. So don't really know what's going to happen today. I'm going to take it as it goes. If it lightens up a little bit, I'll get moving. Honestly, I'd just as soon do an 8 or 10 mile day than do nothing at all. I really can't stand the fact that I'm not moving the ball forward. This is very frustrating for me, but you know, part of the experience. I will say this, I've been in New Jersey for just over 2 days now, not quite 2 days. I've seen 2 bears, which is awesome. So I can check that off my list of things I had never seen in the wild. I now have. And I had a pretty close encounter with one yesterday, but he was running away from me. I mean, he hit the trail maybe 50 to 100 feet in front of me and then bolted in the other direction and then disappeared. By the time I got my phone out, he was gone. So I know it's going to look like I'm showing you video of nothing and telling you there's a bear there. There was a bear there. Elsa arrived yesterday afternoon, the remnants of it, and it rained hard all last night. We stumbled upon this unmarked shelter at the top of a mountain, and everybody's drying out their tents, ground cloths, and sleeping pads. You know, these things are precarious at best, especially when they're wet. They make me walk like I just ran out of toilet paper.
These things are a little closer together.
Yeah. Still in New Jersey. Every now and then you emerge from the woods and you skirt the side of a farmland. I have never in my life seen one of these hay bales like these things up close, only from a moving car down an interstate. And there it is. Giant rabbit pellets, the size of Volkswagens. Just stumbled across some trail magic. Still in New Jersey, and I've hiked about 9 miles so far. It's about noon. Gentleman named Half Baked was serving bagels, oranges, apples, water, sodas, cupcakes. He hiked in 19 and a little bit in 20, I think. Make sure I don't miss a turn here. I'm on a road. I'll be on a road for some time, I think. Should make it to Vernon, New Jersey late this afternoon for a quick resupply. Then I'm gonna stay on the trail and go a little further. Vernon will be a 19-mile day, but I'll probably head right back onto the trail after I resupply. I don't think I'm gonna stay there. I called one hotel, the only hotel in Vernon,
that's listed in Guthook. And as soon as they found out I was a hiker, they were booked. So I would call that not a very hiker-friendly town, but you know, maybe they got their reasons. I don't know. Well, you start off thinking it's not a hiker-friendly town, and you come across a sign like this: Trail Magic, a couple of benches, some pretzels, a garbage can, and a cooler full of beer, water, and soda. So thank you, whoever lives here. You're awesome. Now this is how you do a boardwalk. I keep talking about the boardwalk in New Jersey. This is what they're talking about. I thought they were talking about those 2x6 planks we were balancing ourselves on.
Tell them what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like I may have parked my tent on top of a beehive or ground bees or something. So they're really upset, and there's a bunch of them down here on the ground as well, so I think I'm going to have to move my tent tonight. I just got it pitched, and another hiker came over and said,
What's up with this?
What's up with this? New York, New Jersey.
Yes.
That's 8 states down, 6 to go. Random patriotism in New York. I love it. I think this is the summit of whatever mountain I've been climbing for the last hour. You can't really tell from the video how steep this is. And it's hard to give you the perspective. Not that far, but a lot of it's straight up. Choose happiness. Appalachian Trail. Maine, 819 miles. Georgia, 1,360. Village, 0.09. Vista View, 0.1. Not 0.09. 0.9. This is the Bellevale Farms Creamery in New York. I'm told one of the most popular ice cream stops in the world. A banana split with chocolate, vanilla, strawberry ice cream, crushed pineapple, cherries, strawberries, peanuts, hot fudge syrup, and whipped cream. This is what a hiker gets just as a snack. You're gonna really love hiking. Unfortunately, I cannot always film these things while I'm climbing them because I have to take my trekking poles, put them in one hand, use my other hand to hang on the rocks, but I have to follow that white blaze, okay? Every time I get to the top of one of those white blazes, it shows me another summit. Now, I just came from that direction. That was like the third summit, and I was pretty sure I was at the top. And now I'm at that one. This is New York. New York goes back and forth between these huge boulder scrambles, and this isn't even a boulder scramble. This is a solid ridge line in many cases. They're easy to walk on for the most part, but then there's those uphills that you have to use both hands to get up. It's kind of fun. I like the scrambles like this. To me, this is the trail. This is what I look forward to. They do slow you down, so that's the only downside. They slow you down. I've got to get to my next shelter before the rain hits. I want to get off this ridge line before the rain hits, but these things take time. Okay, I just got to the top. That was the white blaze I was looking at. This isn't so bad. This you can just walk across. Sit down, take a break, have lunch. Get some pretty views maybe. Except from here, all I'm looking at on one side is the ridge line of another side of another mountain, and the other side is just trees. So there's not really a view from up here. But other than the rocks, I don't know what's up here. There's nothing up here. Ah. And this might go on for half a mile, and then it drops back down in the woods, and it'll do that periodically through the day. Over the course of the 10 miles I think I'm going today, maybe 12 miles I'm going today, this is about the 5th one of these that I've done.
Since we worked to get it up here. Back in New York. Hooked it up.
So last night I camped at a shelter in New York, the first shelter I've been at in New York. Water source was bad. Which way am I supposed to go? Where did the white blazes go? This always is fun. About 4 of us there initially. By the time I got up this morning, there was another dozen that came in late. No, this can't be right. Come on, New York, where are the white blazes? New York's been pretty good so far about blazing the trail, so it makes it easy to follow. At the moment, I'm at an intersection that doesn't make a lot of sense. There's 3 directions to go. Maybe this is it. Anyway, nice people, had a good night. I've run out of fuel. Doesn't seem to be any fuel in this area. Everybody was out of fuel. So we used the campfire to boil our water last night and make dinner. That was a first for me, actually. I may be doing that again tonight. I didn't have a hot breakfast this morning. I settled for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a breakfast bar. I still don't see a white blaze. Come on, New York, where are you? Anyway, yesterday I only did 12 miles. I hit New York, it hit me back with a ridge line that was unbelievably beautiful and unbelievably difficult. So it slowed me down considerably. So I only did 12 miles. I did eat ice cream, a banana split, my first since I was a kid, I think, at a creamery about 1/10 of a mile off the trail. If I don't see a blaze up here, then I know I'm going the wrong way. When I see something that looks like a blaze, we'll find out. I'm at a power line. Power lines. Power lines offer great view. Nope, that's not a blaze. And this is the road. Come on, people. Those are not blazes. Shit. Just walked 1/10 of a mile off trail, I'm sure of it. It happens a lot. Not because I'm directionally challenged, which I have been known to be, but because maintenance clubs don't always put a trained person in charge of painting blazes. Sometimes the blazes are just a smack of a paintbrush instead of a beautiful 2x6 vertical. And it looks like lichen instead of a blaze. Yeah, I'm definitely not on the trail. So I gotta go back to that water source and find my way again. There's gotta be a blaze somewhere around there. This is how it happens, people. You get a little bit of room around a spot, and then there's 5 trails that lead off of it. And they don't clearly mark a tree right off the bat. I'm definitely gonna take the wrong trail first shot out. I had 2 trails now that didn't work out. There's another one. That one wasn't working. We'll see. Tune in later. Okay, I'm back at the water source. And see that blaze on that tree way over there, right about there? That's for southbounders. So the direction it's coming from, or it's pointing at, is over here. Now that's the waterfall I showed you a minute ago. Alright? And notice to the right of that, right up there is a set of steps built in. I gotta climb that little rock face. So that's where the trail goes. And there's a blaze. They didn't put a turn signal in. Turn signals are when they put 2 blazes, and the top one is offset to the left or offset to the right to indicate there's going to be a turn in the trail. And because this whole area is just a jumble of rocks and paths, it's very difficult to know where the actual trail is, but here it is. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This indicates a left turn. That indicates go straight. That indicates a right turn. There's another one over there that says go straight. Essentially, it's go straight up this rock slab, or this rock climb. New York, baby! Not what you want to see if you're bumping into trees. I don't know what it is. Bees, wasps, hornets, murder hornets.